Aesthetic is what drives me towards a game right away. If I like the art style or atmosphere it gives off, I will place my interest in that game before I'm even certain whether I actually want to play it or if the game is actually good, such is the case with Skullgirls and the upcoming Daemon X Machina title. However, I'm also interested in puzzle games, specifically puzzle games that use their aesthetic in order to enhance the gameplay and combine the two into one, which is why when scrolling through Keymailer, the images of Deru that I saw made me want to request a review code, and so I did. So with that, I had to thank InkKit for sending me a review code of Deru, the Art of Cooperation. With Deru, the Art of Cooperation, you'll be playing as two triangles with inverted insides. The black triangle holds white insides, allowing it to block off white streams, and the white triangle holds black insides, allowing it to block off black streams. If you're to touch the color you're not assigned, it's goodbye for you. You'll be disintegrated and you have to start the stage all over. With each level, your goal is to traverse through these streams safely and reach the goal to transport to the next level and do the same, thankfully with lack of repetitious feeling. Although the goal is the same, the game is spread between 5 worlds and making a total of 70 stages. With each world, with what can I assume introduces a new mechanic, changing up the style of the game. Yes, with what I can assume, I'll get into that in a bit. For example, the second world requires the player to now play as orbs that can transmit their size between each other. This allows for the orbs to now protect each other in a different way, allowing for a different style of traversing through levels. Each world starts off simple, but as you progress, you'll be faced with harder challenges, which is why it is recommended that you play with a friend. Yes, with a friend you can control one of the triangles, allowing for completing stages to become even easier. Not that the levels are naturally easier, but trying to do some of these on your own is almost too impossible for me, which is exactly why I haven't beaten the game yet. Playing this alone can become very taxing and frustrating. When you figure it out, it still feels great, but after realizing that the next level will only be harder, it just makes me want to stop. I'm gonna need Kira to play this with me more often. To be clear, I'm reviewing the PC version of Deru, where there is also a Switch version. In fact, I played the game using my Pro controller. One major issue I have, besides the fact that I asked for the Switch version and was given the PC version, not to be disrespectful or sound entitled, but the lack of being able to play with another person is a major gripe. Having played the game with a keyboard, the controls can be way too sensitive for what I'm being asked to do. So if I only have one controller, well, now my friend is forced to cause me to lose, and now we both have to suffer through the stage again, which is why I would definitely say pick up the Switch version. I'm very reluctant to ask a person to play a local co-op game with me on a PC, whereas I can pass my friend a Joy-Con and we can play the game anywhere, anytime with less sensitive and more free controls. Of course, I could probably try using something like Parsec in order to have a friend play with me over online, however that still isn't as viable due to other factors getting in the way such as lag. This game is absolutely beautiful in terms of presentation. The backgrounds of each level interest me and makes me want it as my desktop background, giving off a very calming and relaxing vibe. There were a few issues that I faced when playing. For some reason on my computer the game freezes when I try to take it out of full screen or change resolution. When I'm playing with a friend and only one of us is using a controller, the controls the game may want to tell us overlaps each other, making it absolutely impossible to read. However, this can be fixed by just sharing a controller between the two of you, playing at the same time, each using both sides of the controller. Throughout the game, or what I've played, there are remnants of other life and shapes that appear through the levels, which makes me think there is some remnant of a story that is meant to be told without words. especially with the first level. However, I didn't really catch on to it. But that really doesn't impact whether I want to keep playing the game or not. I'd definitely say pick up the Nintendo Switch version of Deru. The PC version has some problems depending on what kind of PC you have, but the Switch should be pretty universal in how it works. Deru, the Art of Cooperation, uses not only its atmospheric graphics to entice the player, but combines it with gameplay in order to create a visually interesting experience.